Hello, dear radio listeners and viewers joining us via the live stream or perhaps the replay. I'm Shantae, better known as Life Coach 614 here on social media, and I am absolutely thrilled to have each and every one of you here with us today as we embark on this new journey of self-care and well-being together. Now, before we dive into today's topic, let's just set a few ground rules to ensure a positive experience for everyone. In order for us to maintain a harmonious environment, our dedicated admins and moderators are here to assist us in the chat. Please understand that this space is all about sharing, caring, and embracing each other's unique self-care journeys. Your active participation and engagement are key to cultivating the positive energy that we value so much. We kindly ask that you be mindful of your contributions, as all donations and subscriptions during the live stream directly support the SelfCare Club LLC. Your generosity helps us to create a ripple effect of positivity within the community, enabling us to continue to spread joy and positivity on purpose. If anyone is seeking any additional information about the SelfCare Club, or if you are interested in booking a one-on-one personalized life coaching session, please visit the selfcareclub.org. Again, that is selfcareclub.org for more details. Now, together, let's pledge to make this community a beacon of positivity and support for everyone. If you are ready to join us on this new self-care adventure, please flood the chat with some green hearts to let us know that you're ready today. Thank you so much. Good morning, Lakara. I see you, Kale. We've got First Lady. I saw SMK in here. Good morning, my love. Lady Blue. I see them hearts going, y'all. We saw Wanda, Percy, King Argon. Who questioned? Who says? Lolo, I see you. I see the green hearts in the chat, y'all. Thank you guys so much. And Allie Girl, I don't know if you're still here, but I see you, my love. Thank you guys so much for being here this morning. Thank you guys for sharing the live and flooding the chat with the hearts. Y'all know I love me some green hearts. And every day that we get closer to July, I keep getting more and more excited. Hey, Brooks, welcome in. Dr. Martha, I see you. I see you, Allie Girl. Hey, Brandy. We got a full house today, y'all. So, every day that it gets closer to July, I get more and more excited because July is Minority Mental Health Awareness Month, y'all. And so I'm working on some things. I'm trying to, get some things cultivated. And I know that come the 1st of July, I am going to start a 45-day challenge, which will run through July and August for us. And so I'm really excited to roll that out. Y'all know I always get excited when it's a new month. New months mean new content. And so, I'm always eager to move on to the next new thing, right? The next new piece of content. Thank you so much for the gifts, love. So today, this month we're finishing off like our theme of one love, right? And that one love, we've been focused on our self-love, but we've also been focused on building our bonds with our friends and our family and our loved ones, right? Whether that's a romantic relationship or platonic relationships, we've just been strengthening bonds through love. And so today we're going to continue with this topic of love. But today I thought it would be nice if we broke down the science of love, right? And of course, I'm always going to start with self-love, right? So when we think about how self-love affects our brain and our body, so then that way we can start to pour more value into the self-love, because we've got to understand that, self-love doesn't just make us feel good. It doesn't just fill our heart or give us a sense of things to value or a sense of purpose, but having love for ourselves ultimately affects our brain and it affects our body. And so I just wanted to talk about the science behind love. Excuse me. I just wanted to talk about the science behind love, right? And so we know that self-love is a fundamental aspect of physical and mental health. But understanding how self-love affects the brain and body can help to provide more insight which ultimately can improve our well-being, because we know that when we know better, we do better, right? So if we know more about, the effects of self-love, maybe, just maybe, we'll be a little more apt to pour into ourselves and to fill our cup up. You have a beautiful day as well, my love. Have an amazing day on purpose, filled with purpose, queen. Sovereign Mrs., welcome in. I see you. All right, so we're gonna do a little comprehensive look at the science behind self-love, right? Not just love, Kale, self-love, the love of self, right? The kind of love that everybody always tries to convince us that is selfish, but we know that anything involving self, right? Self-care, self-love, self-confidence, right? We know that these things aren't selfish, because the more that I love me, and the more that I take care of me and pour into me, that means the better version of me I get to serve you. So we know that there's nothing, absolutely nothing selfish about loving on ourselves, right? So let's first talk about the brain effects, right? So when we think of self-love and we think about the brain effects, right? So there are these things, there are neurotransmitters that release different hormones, okay? And so the first one we talk about is dopamine, right? Dopamine. So self-love practices such as positive affirmations and self-compassion can increase dopamine levels. And dopamine is associated with the feelings of pleasure and reward. Rich Risings, Rose, I see you. Look for what? Right? So again, dopamine is associated with feelings of pleasure and reward, and that enhances our mood and our motivation, right? So everybody get your glass, fill your cup up with a little shot of dopamine, right? Because again, by doing things like our affirmations and pouring into ourselves and setting those boundaries, right? Pouring into ourselves and prioritizing our self-care help us release dopamine, which then makes us feel better. And then we feel better. So then we have more energy to get up and do more things. Now we can be more active, right? Now all these goals that we have, we're starting to implement them. We're starting to, make moves that we never made before, right? Because we know that nothing changes if nothing changes. And damn it, we decide we want some things to change. So now we've got this extra boost. We've got this little extra confidence, right? That before we were sitting stuck with this negativity and this negative energy, so we couldn't get off the couch. We couldn't get out the bed. We was depressed and we was stressed and we was all a little bit of a mess, right? But now, we've been pouring into ourselves and we started to prioritize our self-care. So now our body is like, shoot, she on one. He on one. Let me give him a little extra shot of dopamine. Let me hype them up today, right? So we all need a little dopamine, right? A little extra shot. So then there's another hormone called oxytocin. Oxytocin, that is often known as the love hormone, okay? And oxytocin is released during self-care activities. It promotes feelings of trust, empathy, and bonding. It helps to reduce stress and anxiety. Now, y'all know that from April, because all month long in April, we talked about stress, right? And so I introduced y'all to oxytocin. And so as we continue to fill our cup, and we, like I said, we prioritize our self-care, right? So we're starting to pour into ourselves. We're starting to do things that make us feel good, right? Holistically. So it doesn't just make us feel good, to the touch, but it makes us feel good mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, socially, right? So we're starting to pour into ourselves. We're starting to give in to us. We're saying yes to us as we say no to other people, right? And so now this oxytocin is being released. And so now it's a love hormone. So not only am I able to love on myself and I value myself, but now I'm able to express love to others, right? I know a thing or two about the love languages now because Coach taught us that before. So now I know about what my love languages are, and I'm paying attention to what other people's love languages are. So now this oxytocin is being released in me, is allowing me to trust more people, right? Because we came into this with trust issues. We came into this thinking that the world was out to get us. We came into this situation thinking that it was me versus the world. It was me versus everybody, right? But now that I've been pouring into myself and I've been practicing my self-care, and we've been getting up early and spreading positivity on purpose with Coach every day, right? So now all of a sudden we're starting to feel better, and we're starting to recognize it is me versus me. And all of these things that I thought was impossible is not impossible, because baby, I'm possible. And I am worthy, and I am loved, right? So now we got these extra shots of dopamine. We've got these extra shots of oxytocin running through our veins, right? All of these things are fueling us, right? Because it's me versus me, so now I'm helping me. And so now I'm rooting for me. Y'all know that song when it be like, you don't need no beat, you better hype your bestie up. Baby, I'm my best friend. So I gotta hype me up. I gotta amp me up. So it means when I get up in the morning and I walk past that mirror to get to the toilet to, take my first morning pee, TMI, but I'm just saying, this is my routine. It works for me. When I walk by, I gotta stop and look in the mirror and be like, I see you, girl. I see you. With your hair all over the place, but girl, you still cute with your little morning breath. It's cool. We're gonna handle it. Right? I gotta hype me up. Right? I gotta do it first before I even wake my husband up, because I don't even know what mood he in. So he might wake up in the mood and be like, girl, your hair is crazy. Right? I might not receive that very well. What up, Jai Empress? Jessica, welcome in. Right? So I don't know what energy he's going to serve me. Now, if you know what good for him, he ain't going to talk about my hair, right? But I'm just saying, I don't know what he going to be in the mood for that day. So I got to start it with me first. After I thank the universe for another day and for being in my right mind, right? So again, self-love affects the brain by releasing, necessary hormones like the dopamine and the oxytocin. So then another thing that we have, you said first thing I do is run to the toilet. Well, baby, as you sitting down, being thankful and grateful that you made it to the toilet and you could do it yourself, I need you to start to hype yourself up. Okay? Right now, welcome in, love. I'm going to need you to hype yourself up. Allie. I'm going to need you to have a whole routine, a whole cheer. Okay? A whole cheer. So that way you can get that little dopamine release. That way that oxytocin just come out. Wasted, welcome in. All right, so then number 2, it reduces cortisol levels. Now, y'all know we done talked about cortisol. I feel like this is just a little refresher course. That's why I said today ain't gonna really take too long, because y'all know everything. Y'all got y'all degree. We good. So cortisol is the primary stress hormone. We talked about this all April long. And so cortisol can be reduced through self-love practices. High cortisol levels are linked to stress, anxiety, and depression. Activities like mindfulness, meditation, and self-compassion help to lower cortisol, promoting a calm and balanced state of mind. What's up, Lolo? What we differ with? Let's argue about it. Let's debate about it. What you got, love? So we talked about, a lot of people, they say like when people are carrying a lot of weight in their midsection, right? When when you're carrying a lot of like belly weight and stuff like that, they say that's linked to cortisol. And we know that cortisol is linked to stress. Now, I'm not saying that your belly's going to get flat when you're not stressed. I'm just saying that the stress is increased or whatever. Like cortisol is the stress hormone. And so you have higher levels of this hormone when you're stressed, when you're going through depression and anxiety and things like that. And so one of the things that you could do to reduce the stress hormone is to practice self-love, to love on yourself. Oh, I get you. Lolo said this ain't no recap. How about it being wait a minute. This ain't a recap. How about it being someone that needs to hear this? Okay, yes, I got you. Like, I knew what you were saying, but then I was trying to read it and it just wasn't going according to plan. But listen, that's fine. We ain't got to debate about it. You could be right. You could be right. It's cool. Blessed peace. Welcome in, love. Joyce, I see you. So again, self-love helps us to reduce our cortisol. So isn't that amazing that loving on ourselves helps us increase dopamine? It helps us increase oxytocin, which are good things. But then it also helps us to reduce cortisol, which is a bad thing. No pill required. Right? Some of us are so quick to run to get a pill. Right? Some of us are so quick to go get a drug to take to fix what we could naturally be fixing ourselves, that we can work on ourselves, right? So I don't know, that's just crazy to me. And I know that we're always there. Sometimes we're always going to need something extra, right? But I just love the fact that there are so many natural things that people don't talk about, right? Like self-care only trends when people are at the spa. Self-care only trends when people are on vacation. Self-love only trends when people are talking about heartbreak or things like that, right? But like, these are things that should be just a natural, normal part of everyday conversation because it's what helps us stay healthy. But of course, the pharmaceutical companies don't want us to love ourselves, right? The pharmaceutical companies don't want us to spend time with self-care for the simple fact that they trying to keep us, hooked and addicted and stressed, right? So I'm here to tell y'all, listen, I don't profit off of it. Buy the pill, don't buy the pill, don't matter to me. Just pour into yourself, right? So like, it's a win-win as far as I'm concerned. But to know that there are natural things that we can do where we do not have to be so tied to a pill and for medication. Exactly. Dr. Martha says self-care should be a requirement. It is mandatory. And listen, what's so funny about that, Dr. Martha, is self-care is the one thing that everybody makes optional. Right? That is the one thing people would be like, I'd be like, well, what's your self-care routine look like? Honey, you would have thought I asked them for their grandma's recipe for the macaroni and cheese, baby, because they have no idea what to say. Anytime I have a new client and I'm like, oh, okay, well, why are you looking for this? Or, what does your self-care journey look like? They're like, I don't really have time. And I'm like, you don't have 24 hours in a day? And they're like, yeah, but, well, are you not important? Are you not valuable? You know what I mean? So then people get mad at me and they be like, well, I just don't have the money. And I'm going to be like, are you that high maintenance? Like, self-care shouldn't cost you anything. What up, t-shirt designer? Welcome in, my love. So yeah, it just kills me when people make these excuses for not being able to take care of themselves, right? They don't have time. They don't have the money. And I'm like, it doesn't cost any money. If you got time to be on social media, then you got time for self-care. It's as simple as watching, being mindful of who you watch on social media. Right, Sir Watson? Yeah, the more stress, then the more self-care you need. Yeah, and even when you're good, Dr. Martha says, but when you're good, you still need it. Listen, when I finally tapped into my self-care, and I was like, wait a minute, baby, I ain't never going back. Like, there's no going back. Never. Y'all know Katy Perry's Dark Horse and the song where they be like, there's no going back. That voice lives rent-free in my mind. So when people call me and they try to like drag me back down or they try to pull me out my little zone, in my head, Dark Horse plays and it's like, there's no going back. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. That's just the little voice that I allowed to live rent-free in my brain. That is my reminder. That's my boundaries voice that I play in my head, right? Because it does something for me. So Ali says, I go by the river and I listen to a trickle of water and relax. Absolutely. And t-shirt designer says something as simple as getting up and getting dressed. Listen, I have a whole testimony to that, okay? So when I first started going live, if y'all head over to the YouTube, right? And y'all go back to the beginning replays. Y'all, I was just sitting here in my t-shirts, my Mind Your Mental t-shirts, right? I wore my merch every single day. And I would have on a wrinkled t-shirt, head wrap, whatever, right? It was not cute, y'all. But at that point, it was about accountability, right? So I would show up and I would push the button and I would be on here like, good morning, be positive. You listen, I sound like I've been smoking for years, y'all. I ain't smoked in my life, okay? But I sound like I was an old chain smoker, early in the morning, over here like, ugh. Listen, it was bad, y'all. But at that point, it was about accountability for me. And so, welcome in, Jeeves. Stick around. You're going to get some advice. Don't you worry. So, it was about accountability for me. But I did not feel good. Because then when I would go back and I would do these replays, I was like, oh my God, my shirt is wrinkled. I got sleep in my eye. I sound like a man. Like, what is happening? So it didn't feel good to me, right? Grand Rising, Chantel, welcome in, my love. So it didn't feel good to me. And so when I finally shifted things around, and I'm like, listen, this is my job, right? Me being a life coach, this is my job. This is what I do for a living, on and off the app. And so, hey, Mika. And so I'm like, okay, why don't I just actually get dressed? I got a ton of clothes in my closet. Like, I know how to be cute. So why don't I get up and get dressed in the morning before I come in here? Not just grab a t-shirt out the laundry basket and pull it on. They was clean 95% of the time. But why would I just pull this t-shirt on or this hoodie on? Like, let me get dressed. Let me present myself better. So I started shifting and I was like, okay, cool. The t-shirts is cool here and there, but let me actually get dressed. Let me put some little clothes on. Okay, I love my glasses. Let me get some new shades. Get a couple head wraps, because in the morning I don't be want to fight with the edges, y'all. Right? So get some wraps, So then I started putting myself together. Making sure my lips wasn't ashy. You know what I'm saying? I was staying hydrated. So then I started feeling better. And I was like, wait a minute. Now when I'm editing videos, I'm like, ooh, I look better. I feel better. I get up in the morning and I have a conversation before I come in here and talk to y'all. So that way, my husband, he used to waking up with me sounding like a grown man. He don't mind, y'all. He don't mind. We done been in this marriage too long for him to even care. But then when I push the button and I can talk to y'all, I sound a little better. Right? And so it started making me feel better, which meant that I was able to deliver better content. Then I was eager. And that was still the thing about accountability. So whoever initially said that about getting up and getting dressed, like, you were right. Sometimes just looking the part makes you feel better. Right? And then more people started gravitating towards me, because now they like, oh, she looked like she might know a little something about something. I don't just look like a random person pushing the button and opening my mouth to just say whatever. So Ali said, yes, I can't even function without being dressed and ready. Let me go back because I missed some comments down here. So Dr. Martha said, facts, getting dressed. Ruffman said, though I know it's not healthy, but once a week I smoke a cigar. And listen, and it's still your business, and it's called self-care. We don't judge around here. Smoke a cigar and meditate. Listen, I'm for it. Just like I tell people, drinking a glass of wine can be a form of self-care. Baby, going out for shots can be a form of self-care. You might have had a really rough day or a really rough week. You see what I'm saying? So if we go out and we do something, even though what we choose to do may not be the healthiest of things, right? It allows us to still reward ourselves. It allows us to pour into ourselves. And again, we're still being mindful. So you said once a week you smoke a cigar. Okay, it's not every day. Right? So that's one of the things that we all have, little guilty pleasures. Right? Sometimes, y'all, it could be the form of rewarding yourself with a healthy snack. Now, if you're diabetic, you might have to be, careful about a non-healthy snack. I'm sorry. But so for people who are diabetic, they still deserve to have a sweet treat. They just got to be mindful of it. So it might have to be only half of it, or they might have to find a substitute that has less sugar, less carbs, things like that. So And a lot of times too, like even when we think about people who are diabetic, hell, it's not the sweets and the sugar that's really getting them, it's the meats that you eat. So, you might be able to have that cupcake if you just put down that meat, right? Lighten the meat load. You know what I'm saying? So you can have your cigar if that's what helps you feel better, right? And the fact that you've now coupled that with meditating, it is what it is. Right, Dr. Bashful? What up, Portia? I see you. You ain't nothing wrong with it. Listen, you have entered a judgment-free zone, and this is a safe space. So, honey, just live your life authentically, Ruffman. Okay, do you? All right. So we talked about neurotransmitter releases. We talked about reduced cortisol levels. The last brain effect that I have listed here is that our brain structure changes. Hey, Tamika. So our brain structure changes. Regular self-love practices can lead to structural changes in the brain. Mindfulness and self-compassion practices are associated with increased gray matter density in areas responsible for emotional regulation, self-referential processing, and perceptive taking. Y'all, when I say that we talk about making changes to our mindset, right? We talked about how all of a sudden when we're pouring into ourselves and when we're loving on ourselves, we create new pathways in our brain. So think about this. You don't age out of this, okay? So think about all of the trauma, all of the stress, all of the mess that we've endured over the years, right? We all have this past trauma that we are working to heal through. No matter what it is, big T, little t, don't forget the E. Like, listen, we all have trauma. We all have these learned behaviors that we've grown up with and that have formed who we are today. And now, because we've been doing our work and we're starting to do shadow work and we're being heavy on our self-care, we're starting to realize that there's a lot of things that we need to undo. There's a lot of things that we need to unlearn. And so we're pouring into ourselves more. And so all of these things that have been living rent-free in our mind, if I just start to pour into myself more, if I start to love on me a little extra, and I start to spend more time prioritizing my self-care, you mean to tell me that I can create new pathways in my mind? That I can increase the gray matter? And again, for those of you who don't know, the gray matter is the area of our brain that is tied to our emotional regulation. So you mean to tell me I can get off of this emotional roller coaster? Like you mean to tell me this ride of life that I have been on, these ups and downs and these highs and lows and all of this that I've been 10 out of 10 not recommending, like I could just get off that ride? Like, just by loving on me? It's amazing, right, Dr. Martha? It is amazing. What up, Coach Lady C? So I know that now everything about this tells me that self-love is not selfish. And I know that self-love is a form of self-care, and so that means self-care cannot be selfish. And it's not optional. It is a necessity. It is mandatory. It is something that I have to do. Like, loving on me has to be my personal mission. And I'm not trying to compete with anybody. So I don't care what Allie's doing. I don't care what Queen Mo is doing. Coach Lady C, Dr. Martha, Sadie. Like, listen, I'm going to encourage y'all to pour into y'all, but I'm going to definitely make sure I'm pouring into me, right? Like, I'm going to try to be that beacon of positivity, and I'm going to try to be the reference point for y'all. But, like, y'all got to do this yourself. Right? Y'all remember, okay, I'm finna show my age. Y'all remember, I forget if it was like Columbia House or something, but y'all remember back in the day, they used to have like these membership programs or whatever, and you would pay like $1 and get like all these cassette tapes, or whatever. And so before the cassette tapes, they had records. Y'all, do y'all know what albums are? Vinyl records. Listen, if you don't know, I don't necessarily know that we could be friends, okay? So anyways, y'all, when they used to have the vinyls out there, they used to have this album, and it was a I don't know, it was like an R&B, love jams, whatever. And so the scene of this commercial, I'm getting to the point, y'all. Listen, so the scene of this commercial was, you know, all these people was chilling. It was like a little house party, a little kickback, right? They was chilling and they listening to the album. And so the dude goes up to his homeboy and he was like, bro, let me borrow that. And he grabbed the album and was like, no, my brother, you got to get your own. Now listen, I know y'all know this commercial. I always think about this commercial. And so when people be like, oh, let me get this or let me hold that, I'll be like, no, you got to get your own, my brother. Like you got to get your own healing. You can't have mine, right? So anyways, I just needed y'all to hear that. Darlene, welcome in, love. Listen, so y'all remember that. So now y'all gonna think about it all day. When people be trying to come in and invade my space, I be like, you got to get your own. They be like, oh, it's peaceful in here. It's nice in here. Go ahead and make your own little, room. Because this diva den is mine. Like, you can't, don't invade my space. Okay, so anyways, y'all, we done went off target. We was on target, but off target, and we had to reminisce. We needed a little moment of nostalgia. Hopefully that gave y'all a little boost of dopamine, okay? All right, so we talked about the brain effects of self-love, okay? Let's get into the body effects of self-love. So, self-love improves heart health. It improves heart health. Self-love reduces stress and anxiety, leading to lower blood pressure and decreased risk of heart disease. Remember them pills we was talking about that y'all popping? Some of y'all taking these high blood pressure pills, right? Some of us, got some little negative results about some, at risk for heart disease and this, that, and the other. Listen, if you just pour into yourself and love on yourself a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? You can reduce that blood pressure. You can get that down. Self-love make your heart healthy, right? Now, there are some genetic things that we just can't get over. Right? There are some genetics that our ancestors have passed to us. Listen, they done passed us the crap, the hurt and the pain and things like that. But we can do our best to try to minimize the risks, minimize the damage, right? So again, self-love reduces stress and anxiety, which leads to lower blood pressure and decreased risk of heart disease. Stress management through self-love activities can improve the heart rate variability, a marker which determines our cardiovascular health. And so Dr. Martha says genetics does not determine the risk. Our lifestyle can change the gene expression. That's that moment where everybody's supposed to shout and say, look at God, she just dropped a jewel, right? So even though we've been dealt this hand, right? Even though we've been dealt this hand, you mean to tell me we don't have to continue to play the game with this set of cards? I can shift. Oh, y'all like roller coasters. So even though I was placed in this line to get on this particular roller coaster, you mean to tell me I could get off this ride anytime I want to? Okay, I digress. Number 2, enhanced immune function. Reduced stress and improved emotional well-being can boost the immune system. So while everybody was running around here talking about Goosey Lucy, the sky is falling during COVID and all that, my house was over here thriving, honey, because we was becoming extra heavy on the self-care, right? So it allowed us to boost our immune system because we wasn't over here like, woe is me, I'm so sad. You see what I'm saying? So positive emotions and self-care behaviors are linked to better immune responses, making the body more resilient to infections and diseases. Let's do this again, y'all. So you mean to tell me the more I love on me and the more I pour into me that I build my immune system so that my body starts to block these other things out? And y'all wonder why I be extra heavy on my self-care. Y'all wonder why I spread positivity on purpose. So Dr. Martha said, Some docs will have you believing that genetics is everything, but it's just one factor that can be shifted. Absolutely. But again, that goes back to us saying that society, these doctors, these, pharmaceutical companies, these fake friends and false people that we keep in our life, right, will have us convinced that we are doomed. You see what I'm saying? They will have us convinced that we are doomed. That it was on. Y'all, I'm with the throwbacks today. Okay, just follow me. The movie Ghost, where Whoopi Goldberg starts to feel that she has this gift, right? And so there's this scene where she's like, well, I always knew I had it. I mean, my mama had it, and my grandmama had it, right? So she starts to think about all these things and all these people who came before her who had this, this gift of telepathy, right? To be able to reach out to people and things like that. And so she's like, well, I always knew I had it. My mama had it, and my grandmama had it. That's how we get this mentality that we think that, well, because our mama had it and our daddy had it and this, that, and the other, that's just one thing. Prime example. So my dad was diabetic. He had high blood pressure. My mom has high cholesterol. All these other things, right? Everything that my parents have that people would be like, oh, you're at risk. Maybe I'm at risk. But the tests have shown that I don't have any of these things. I do not have high blood pressure. Yeah, sure. I'm what they deem to be obese. I'm overweight. Don't care. I'm here. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I always tell people I'm the healthiest fat girl y'all will ever meet. Right? I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have diabetes. I don't have high cholesterol. I don't have all of these negative things. And it's not that I don't have them because I take pills not to have them, because I'm not on any regular medication. The only pill that I take on a regular basis is an allergy pill. And that's because there are just certain things in the environment that I can't control. You see what I'm saying? So all of these things that they say that I'm at risk for, okay. Well, it's like when you get in a car and, you're at risk for being involved in an accident. So we do things like we wear our seatbelt. We do things like limiting our distractions, so that way we're less at risk. We do things like not drinking and driving, or driving under the influence of whatever else, right? So just because I'm at risk for something doesn't mean that I'm guaranteed to have it. And so I'm going to continue to limit my exposure to certain things because I don't want to be at risk. You're at risk for germs, so you use hand sanitizer, or you wear gloves, or you wear a mask. It doesn't mean, well, everybody in the house has COVID, so no sense in me walking around masked up and, using good hygiene because everybody else has it. No, you're at risk for getting it, but it doesn't mean you're guaranteed to get it. Still that Texas boy, welcome in, bro. So yeah, so anyways, you guys, reducing our stress and improving our emotional and mental well-being can help to boost our immune system, which reduces our risks. Ali said, I learned what my parents did wrong health-wise and do better, food choices, etc. Absolutely. Absolutely. Lodig says, yes, because with the bowls, it's an emotional connection that turns into cellular restoration. Absolutely. Self-care equals shift. Yes. Thank you so much for the gifts, First Lady. All right. So then next, number 3, better sleep. We started this live talk about how tired we was, y'all. Okay. Better sleep. So practices that enhance self-love, such as establishing a bedtime routine, practicing gratitude, and engaging in relaxation techniques can help improve sleep quality. Better sleep contributes to our overall physical and mental health. Better sleep. So, when we do things, when we're being mindful and we want to meditate and we want to tap in, right? Doing things like listening to my sis Lo Diggs with these sound bowls, y'all. Getting this sound healing, this sound therapy starts to help us. It helps to improve the quality of our sleep. One of the things that we do in our room, my husband likes the thunderstorm sounds. I like frequencies. So we have found audio that has thunderstorm sounds and a frequency playing. And when I tell you guys, I wake up feeling so refreshed. We have a great quality of sleep at night. And even if it's just, even if we've stayed up and, now we've only gotten a few hours of sleep, we still wake up feeling refreshed, right? So we're doing extra things to make sure that we improve the quality of our sleep. Some of us just need to go through and give our bedrooms a makeover to create these calm spaces for us, right? So Ali says, yes, girl, you killing it, making me smile from across the room while cleaning up the bathroom. Come on now with the multitasking, right? But so again, there are things that we need to do that can help us to improve the quality of our life. Getting more sleep, meaning setting aside the time for sleep. But even if we haven't mastered getting the 8 to 10 hours or 7 to 9 hours or whatever magic number you have in your head of hours that you feel like you need, right? Even if you haven't mastered getting all of those hours, make sure that the quality of your sleep is good. We're not talking about the quantity of your sleep, even though, yes, our body needs so many hours. But I'm talking about the quality of your sleep. Right? Did you set the mood, right? You got fresh sheets and you got, your essential oils or your melts or whatever it is that brings you calm and peace. In my room at night, we have the LED lights around the TV. And we have learned that a soft blue, calms us. So even though when we listen to these things on YouTube as we go to bed, and it's a black screen, or sometimes it's actually like a thunderstorm, like with the lightning and everything, with the image of the rain. But for the most, we put it on a black screen. So we get the audio of the storm through the sound bar, but then we have this soft blue glow. So even when I wake up in the middle of the night, I don't have a bright light. I don't have total darkness either. I just have a soft glow, which is calming. The color blue is calming. And so that helps the quality of my sleep, even though I may not get the quantity, right? I may not get all the hours that I need, but them hours that I got felt good, okay? Ruffman says, I make candles and the scent fills my room. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so we've got improved heart health, enhanced immune function, better sleep. Number 4, maybe y'all knew this because y'all know everything. Pain management. Self-love and self-compassion can alter your perception of pain. By reducing stress and increasing positive emotions, individuals may experience a reduced pain sensitivity and better pain management. I'm not going to say it's going to take your pain away, right? I'm not going to say that it's going to take the pain away. What I'm saying is it's going to help you manage the pain better. And the reason why is when we start to practice more self-love and we start to prioritize our self-care and boost our self-compassion, we do things like have more of an attitude of gratitude. So we're not so much focused on the pain, we're still focused in the ability that we have. So even though my knee hurts, I'm still able to walk, right? Yeah, I may use a little assistance. So for some of us, we might have a cane. For some of us, we might have a wheelchair. But damn it, I can still move. I can still do things. It could be worse, right? So I know that I'm still, filled with gratitude for what I have. And so it allows me to manage this pain a little bit better, right? It doesn't alleviate the pain. It doesn't take away the pain. But now I don't focus so much on the pain. I don't focus so much on my limitations because I know that this pain is not going to define me. I know that this little, the way that I navigate through life may be a little bit different, whether I'm on a cane or crutches or in a wheelchair or, bound to the bed, right? I know that there is still more to me than this diagnosis. I know that there is still more to me than this ache, this pain, right? And so I'm going to not focus on that pain. It's still there. It still hurts. Like, I ain't gonna hold y'all. It still hurt, but I'm not focused on it. I got other things to deal with. It's not even I got other things to worry about, because honey, I ain't worried about nothing, right? Because what's for me is for me. So I'm just gonna get through it. I'm gonna do what I gotta do, right? Welcome in, Boss Bling. So now let's talk about the psychological benefits. Psychological benefits. You're fine, Sissy. You're fine. So, psychological benefits. Increased resilience. Shalon, welcome in, bro. Dr. AWOL, I see you. So listen, increased resilience. Thank you. Self-love fosters resilience by promoting a positive self-image and self-worth. It helps individuals cope better with setbacks, challenges, and failures. So again, pouring into ourselves, loving on ourselves helps us to build that resilience. So that way when life gets a life in, we recognize that it's not impossible because I'm possible. Right? Resilience. Come on. Amen. Resilience, right? So then the second psychological benefit to self-loving is improved relationships. And y'all like, how is prioritizing my self-care and loving on myself going to improve my relationship? Because at this point, like, I be focused on me. Well, I be so focused on me that I improve my value. I improve my worth, right? And I enhance this. So now all of a sudden, I'm a better version of me. And so as I enter into these relationships, be it, romantic or platonic, as I enter into these relationships, I'm giving them a better version of me. I'm not presenting this toxic, hurt version of me, right? I'm not giving the me that lacks boundaries. I'm presenting the healed version of me, the resilient version of me, right? And so a healthy sense of self-love enhances our interpersonal relationships by allowing individuals to set healthy boundaries. It helps us to communicate effectively, and it allows us to engage in more meaningful connections. Big Papa King, welcome in, bro. So again, it's, us spending time loving on ourselves and prioritizing our self-care is going to boost our resilience. It's going to help us improve our relationships with others. Not just the relationship with ourselves that we've worked so hard on, but with everybody that we encounter in life. Be it, our children, our parents, our siblings, cousins, aunts and uncles, our partners, right? Our husbands, our wives, our boyfriends, our girlfriends, our co-workers. It's going to help you deal with Susan in accounting, right? It's going to help you deal with that boss who keep getting on your nerves. It's going to boost and improve your relationships with everyone, right? And then we have a reduced risk of mental health issues. Self-love is protective against mental health disorders such as depression and anxiety. It promotes a positive mindset. And it reduces the risk of you developing these conditions. So when I start to love on me and I start to pour into me and I keep my cup full, then I'm less apt to be depressed. Hey, butter. I'm less apt to be depressed. Or when life gets a life in too much and I feel like, oh, woe is me. No, because I'm possible. So this situation is not impossible for me to get through because I did it before. I'll do it again. And I'm not alone because I know I got a village and I'm connected to the universe. And so I know that God got me, so I don't have to stress through this. And I know that all I see is darkness and it makes me nervous, but at the same time, I am the light. So I don't have to worry. I don't have to stress, right? I could get off this ride whenever I want, right? I could get off this ride whenever I want. I'll drink to that, Allie. Allie said hydration timer went off, y'all. Everybody take a sip of your water. Allie got a hydration timer, y'all. I like it. So again, you know, psychologically, like I said, we're going to increase our resilience, we're going to improve our relationships, and we are going to reduce our risk of mental health issues. And you know, we all vibrate low from time to time. Okay, none of us are fully high vibrational 24/7. And so there are going to be moments in our life when we vibrate low, such as like when we lose someone, or a relationship, or a job, or things like that. Like, there are things that occur in life that are going to shift our vibrations, right? And but the thing about self-care is that when we welcome back, the thing about self-care is when we start to vibrate on a lower vibration, right? When we start to feel a little down and feel a little low, you know, that self-care will help us to recognize, hey, I'm not myself. Hey, this feeling, you know, has me feeling a little down, right? I'm starting to remember some of these old things, and I don't want to sit in this space anymore. Thank you, love. I don't want to sit in this space anymore. And so I've got to, you know, bring it down. I've got to, you know, not sit here in this space because it's dark, and you know what I mean. So it's like if I do more to keep my cup full on the days where my cup starts to run low, if nothing else, I'm able to recognize my cup is running a little low. Hey Ricky, thank you, butter. I appreciate you. And so, you know, by doing things to keep our cups full and to pour into ourselves and to love on ourselves, just allows us to say, hey, you know what, today is a low vibrational day, and that's okay. Because it is 100% okay to not be okay. And we don't have to tell this lie, and we don't have to tell people that, oh, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. No, I'm not okay. And so when I'm not okay, I need to be comfortable and unapologetic in saying I'm not okay right now. Right? But I don't want to sit there. So I know that there are things that I need to do to bring myself back up. Whether it's just to tell someone else I'm not okay. Whether it's to take a little time to separate from people to fill my cup. Excuse me, whatever it is. So I'm going to give you guys 5 practical strategies to help you cultivate self-love. Because now we know the effects on our brain, we know the effects of it on our body, and we know the psychological effects of it, right? So raise your hand if you believe at this point now, based on what we've talked about with the brain, the body, and the psychological effects. Raise your hand if you feel like, listen, you could use a little more self-love, right? You could use a little more. MK, welcome in, love. Who else could use a little more self-love? Like, I mean, I got a lot, but Butter said, pick me. Pick me. I could use a little more, right? I could use a little more self-love, y'all. Bricks, MK, Jebs. Okay, cool. Listen, they say when 2 or more agree, and there's like 10 of us. We agree. Listen, so we can all use a little more self-love. So I'm going to give you guys 5 things. If y'all ain't write down nothing else today, this is what you want to write down. This is what you want to commit to your memory. These are easy things. These are things that do not require any money. And I guarantee you that these are things that you could do with the 24 hours a day that you get. You just got to get rid of some other stuff. Okay? Just ditch some other stuff. Trade these things out for the messy things in your life. So these are practical strategies for cultivating more self-love. Number 1, and y'all put this in the chat. If y'all put it in the chat, then y'all could just take screenshots and y'all remember it. Number 1, mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness and meditation is number 1. Practices like mindfulness, meditation helps individuals become more aware of their thoughts and feelings, which helps to foster a non-judgmental and accepting attitude towards oneself. Thank you, guys. So again, mindfulness and meditation practices help us to become more aware of our thoughts and our feelings, right? So that helps us to validate ourselves So we don't need as much external validation, right? If I spend time pouring into me, and I'm doing these mindful exercises and I'm meditating, right? Now I'm aware of my feelings. I'm aware of my thoughts. So that way, when I start to recognize that I'm vibrating a little bit lower, I can say, hey, you know what? Wait, this isn't the space that we like. Let me pour into me. And I can do so in a non-judgmental way. I can do so with an accepting attitude. So then I can keep showing up unapologetic. Thank you for the follow, Nini. All right. So again, number one, thank you, Shalon. Number one was mindfulness and meditation. Eminem, y'all. Mindfulness and meditation. Thank you, MK. Number two, positive affirmations. Positive affirmations. Write that in the chat, y'all. Positive affirmations. Repeating positive affirmations can reinforce your self-worth and your self-esteem. It helps in the programming of negative thought patterns into positive ones. So we all have this little douchebag voice that shows up in our brain from time to time, right? Thank you guys. Congratulations to the lottery winners. We've all got this little negative voice in our head, right? And so this little douchebag that resides, in our brains from time to time tends to tell us things that aren't right, right? This little douchebag is constantly saying things like, that's impossible. Don't do that. You can't do that. Don't do that. You're going to fail. You mess up everything else. Don't do it. Don't try it. Right? So now this little douchebag is telling us like we can't do something. But then if we just spend positive affirmations, so when we first wake up and we look into the mirror and, if nothing else, if you write on the mirror, two very simple words, I'm possible. I'm possible. Now, if you step back and you look at that word, you're going to notice that word is impossible, right? If I don't break it up, the word itself, if I just write the letters, IMPOSSIBLE, right? It's impossible. But it's all about space, right? So if I just write down I'm possible, and if I don't tell myself anything else, if you feel like, oh, I can't memorize these affirmations, I can't do this, can you memorize the two words, I'm possible? So every single morning when you wake up, if you tell yourself, I'm possible, right? So, and I start to tell myself this, now I'm starting to reprogram it. So when this little douchebag on my shoulder or this little suckabee in my brain rent free trying to tell me that's impossible and I can't do it, I'm gonna be like, baby, back up, I'm possible. Right? So now I don't have to vibrate low. I'm possible. Right? So this is where number two comes in for us, because it's a positive affirmation. I'm affirming myself. I took something negative. I took the word impossible, which is negative, and I made it possible. I made it positive. So you see impossible, but honey, I see a challenge. Challenge accepted. I'll take that challenge. Right? You see impossible, baby, I'm possible. Don't even worry about it. Give it to me. Oh, that'll never happen. It's cool. No problem. It's already done. Right? Somebody else comes in and you share your goal and they're like, honey, that will never happen. And I look at them and be like, baby, it's already done. What's for me is for me. And I know you don't see it because it's not for you. It's for me. Right? So I just tell people, like, listen, somebody tells me that can't happen. That'll never happen. And I'll say, in your world, perhaps, but for me, it's already done. It's already done. I am successful. I am a winner. I am a champion. I am valuable. I am loved. I am worthy. Let me sum it all up, baby. I'm possible. I'm possible. Ali said Dad gave me a sign for the living room. Says, faith, it does not make things easy. It makes them possible. Absolutely. Absolutely. So again, that is the power of affirmations, you guys. We know that words have the ability to build us up, but we also can't forget that words have the ability to tear us down. So we got to shift how we talk to ourselves. As my brother Texas Boy, I don't know if he's still in here, but Texas Boy will straight tell you, talk to me nice. Baby, talk to me nice. Okay, I got to love on me. I got to pour into me, and I got to put some respect on my name. So I can't just have people out here talking to me all recklessly and crazy, telling me that stuff is impossible and that'll never happen. Devil, get behind me. Right? What's that little gift where it be like, hold my beer. I got this. I don't even drink beer, y'all, but hold this. Y'all, hold this bottle of water. I got this. Let me dust it off and show them how I work. Right? Y'all go over there and be, negative and whatever. Watch me whip and watch me nay. Cause I got this. I'm on one. Right? Cause all I do is win. How many songs I gotta give y'all? Cause all I do is win. I'm a winner. It's my winning season. Like, yeah, you just hold my beer. I got this. Let me show you. Let me show you how I work. All right. So number 1 was mindfulness and meditation. Number 2 was positive affirmations. Now number 3 is self-compassion exercises. All right. I like that y'all going to the gym and you getting your little summer bodies right, but I'm gonna need y'all to add some self-compassion exercises to the mix. Self-compassion involves treating oneself with kindness and understanding during difficult times. Now, you're like, what is a self-compassion exercise? Because I just mastered, this plank. How do I do it? Well, exercises like writing a compassionate letter to yourself. If you've never written yourself a love letter, I encourage you to do it. Okay? So you want to start to do things that pour into you, right? They have these shadow work journals, you guys. Get yourself a guided journal. Do things like, let me see what I got handy. So this is a positivity journal, a 3-minute positivity journal. And it says it boosts your mood, trains your mind, and changes your life. Positivity journal. I've got, hold on, y'all. I got shadow work journals. Wait a minute. I gotta turning my mess into a message, right? So I'm gonna do things that help to pour back into me. Hold on, I ain't done. I ain't lying. Look, a year of positivity. So I'm gonna get me some guided journals and some things like that, so I can start to pour into me. Because listen, I need to exercise my self-compassion. So getting you these type of things that are guided to help you, that are focused in these things, right? It will help you to exercise your self-compassion. So then that way, the things that you see with your naked eye that maybe don't look so good, maybe once you start to dig a little deeper, you'll start to see them. You'll start to actually see these things that have been hidden, all this good and this positive that is within you, because society has given you all this negativity, right? Society will have us thinking that we all busted and broken, y'all. Ain't nothing wrong with us. We good. But in order to do that, we got to do things like heal our inner child, right? We got to start to pour into ourselves. So again, I encourage you. And if you guys feel like, you need some suggestions, I tell you guys all the time, reach out to me. I have so many different suggestions as far as journals and workbooks and things like that you can do. I even offer some digital content on my website. So for those of you who are looking for like some digital content to test out, I have digital ebooks and workbooks and journals and things that help guide you. We've got self-worth journals. I just released a de-stress one, and I'm going to upload it to the website today. But I literally just created another workbook to de-stress. And it's a 4-week guided journal. And obviously, if you get it, you work on your own pace. It can take you 8 weeks. It can take you 26 weeks. I don't really care. Take you a whole year. Break it down. Thank you. Hey, Peach. So again, you want to make sure that you're doing some self-compassion exercises. Next, we want to do our physical self-care, right? We want to get more active. We want to be more mindful of what we eat. We want to drink more water. We want to make sure we're getting more rest, right? Engaging in regular physical activity, maintaining a healthy diet, and ensuring adequate rest are all vital components of self-love that contribute to our overall well-being. So make sure y'all put physical self-care. Wait a minute, y'all. Did y'all even write down number 3? I feel like y'all didn't write down number 3. Commit it to your notes. Let's back up. Number 3 was self-compassion exercises. And then number 4 is physical self-care. I just want to make sure y'all get it now. I ain't gonna go too far back in the past. And y'all know the homework will be uploaded to the website and the replay will be available. So if you're new and you don't know what's going on, just keep rolling with us. The ends justify the means around here, okay? Number 5 is gratitude practice. Gratitude practice. So if you just walked in and you don't know what else to do, just type number 5, gratitude. Just pretend like you've been here the whole time and you know what's going on. Just write number 5, gratitude. There you go, MK. MK, like, I don't even know what's happening here, but I'm thankful and grateful to be here. But keep an attitude of gratitude. Excuse me, y'all. Keep an attitude of gratitude. Have something like a gratitude journal. Listen, y'all think I be playing. Attitude of gratitude. This is my gratitude journal. Okay? Having an attitude of gratitude or doing things like keeping a gratitude journal and regularly reflecting on things that you're thankful for can help you to shift your negative thoughts to positive ones. It'll help you to focus on the good, and the good gets better, right? Yes, Peach says there are medical studies that prove that gratitude works better than antidepressant medications. Absolutely. And that's one of the things that we talked about before you got here, Peach, that if we spend more time pouring into ourselves and loving on ourselves, we would need less of these pills, right? And so, y'all, I have all of these journals and all of these books. This whole room that I am in right now is dedicated to my healing. Right? I have taken over a space in my house. It was my office, but now it is my diva den. It is my self-care sanctuary. Right? And so in here, I have my affirmation cards. I have my journals. I have my music and my lighting and my wax melt warmers and essential oils and every single thing that I need to maintain my calm. This is also my office where I meet with my clients, right? So when I'm doing my virtual meetings, you know, my clients may not hear all of the audio, or they can't smell, you know, the amazing scents that are going on over here. But baby, I'm calm and I'm serving as much calm as I can through that screen, right? So I set the mood for me because I want to feel it. I want to feel good. I want to feel calm. Yeah, listen, I got a whole sign above the door. It's like a little street sign, and it says Diva Drive. Yeah, because this is my space. Right? Y'all remember that old MySpace? Well, this is my space. Welcome to my space. Okay? And so, you know, having that attitude of gratitude, which was number 5, y'all, definitely helps us to focus on the good. And we're people who, we're not chasing things, we're attracting it. And so we're manifesting it. And I keep saying this, all 2024, we're aiming for more, right? So my whole, I don't do resolutions. I think they're stupid, okay? Like, not even gonna hold you. I don't do resolutions. I set an intention for the year and I run with it, right? I run with it all year long. And so this year, the intention that I set for 2024 was very simple. And I just said, I'm going to aim for more in 2024. And so AIM stood for affirmations, intentions, and manifestations. So all year long, I have been heavily devoted, heavily focused to aiming for more, practicing my affirmations, setting intentions, and manifesting the life that I want. Don't worry, y'all can take it. It's enough for everybody. Aim for more in 2024. So much so that I did a digital planner. So if y'all want a little digital planner for your iPad or your tablet or your phone, just go get it. I created calendars that have affirmations for men and women. It's for everybody, okay? Right? Representation matters. So I allow my cup to run over, so that way it spills over and I can help y'all fill y'all's cups. Like, this is a positive energy exchange. Y'all show up for me, I'm gonna show up for y'all. We not by ourselves no more. We not alone anymore. Right? We got each other. Y'all got my back? Cause I got y'all's back. Right? So in summary, you guys, let's wrap this up. It went a little longer than what I anticipated, but it's all good. In summary, self-love has profound effects on both the brain and the body, promoting mental and physical health. By incorporating self-love practices into our daily life, individuals can start to experience an improved well-being and a better quality of your life. I'm going to say this again. By incorporating self-love practices into your daily, emphasis on daily. No more self-care Saturday. We need self-care every day that ends in Y. So incorporating self-love practices into your daily life, you can experience an improved well-being and a better quality of life. Thank you, Dr. Martha. Dr. Martha said, I got your back, boo. I got you. So that's it, y'all. That's what I got for y'all today. Let's now y'all know the science behind love, right? And how self-love affects our brain and our body. It affects our mental and our physical, which then taps into our spiritual and our emotional. Do I have a list of specific benefits like outside of what we've gone over? Are you talking about like just what we've talked about today or in addition to? No, mentioned here, yes ma'am. So for those of you who don't know, at the end of every single session, the content, like the notes that I have, y'all, I believe in not being a gatekeeper. And so whatever we talk about during our coaching session, in addition to me posting the replay, if you guys go to selfcareclub.org, y'all write it down for yourself, selfcareclub.org. You guys can always go there and get the written version of what we've discussed. And then you can also go to YouTube and catch the actual live replay recording. I have been getting those uploaded daily as well. So typically by noon, the live replay from our stream is there. So if you just want to go back and play it and listen, if while you're at work or you're cleaning, you want to throw me on TV, listen to it, put your headphones on and listen to it, you can do that as well. But again, when I tell you guys, I am very committed to free resources and helping people. So putting these things out here like this blog or having the replays available is something that is just a free resource that I give to people, because I know that not everybody can afford to book a life coach. Not everybody can afford to get this help. But now no one has an excuse, because these are resources that I put out there for free. Before, when I would get finished with the session, I would just delete my notes. Like I delete my screen every single day. But now I've, started putting it out there so that way other people have access to it. And I always tell people, even if you're a content creator, listen, if you want to spread positivity on purpose, just, shout your girl out. But if you want to go ahead and use this and deliver it and tweak it for yourself, by all means. I didn't make these words. I didn't create healing. I just created my own avenue to spread healing, spread positivity. So these aren't my words. I don't own these. I want you guys to take it. Listen, I love that your therapist loves that you found me. I love that you got me and your therapist. Honey, because we are both essential people. I got a therapist and a life coach, and I am a life coach. But even doctors have doctors, right? I like that for you, friend. But I do thank each and every one of you for being here today. As I always tell you guys, your presence as well as the gifts that you guys have shared during the live stream are truly, I'm truly grateful for. Your support during the live stream does directly benefit the Self-Care Club LLC, which helps us to make a positive impact in the community. Your generosity fuels our mission, and it's why I am able to keep showing up every day to do what I do. If anybody has any questions, comments, or suggestions that they would like to share, please feel free to reach out to me. And until next time, I encourage you to take care of yourself and embrace the wonderful, unique person that you are. I hope to see each and every one of you again during our next live coaching session. So we meet Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And like I said, each and every one of you are invited to go subscribe to the YouTube channel simply by searching at Life Coach 614. And then you just click the little subscribe button in our Room to Breathe. That way you have access to the live replays. And then some of our other events are also uploaded over there as well. So connect with me, you guys. But until next time, like I said, have an amazing day on purpose, filled with purpose. I will catch you guys later on the north side. Shout out to my admins and moderators. Thank you guys so much. For all of my new followers, as soon as I end, I will go back and give you guys a follow as well, because I've seen a lot of new faces today. So welcome to the SelfCare Club. You know, welcome home. This is a safe space. We love y'all here. Hey Skittles, thank you. Come on now, the 39th member on the team. Let's go. But no, I really do appreciate you guys, and I hope to see you guys back tomorrow as well. So thank you guys.